get in here, and so there's a cam release lever here, and the cam, it's got the zigzag cam, which is good. I don't think this machine zigzags without the zigzag cam, but we can oil the cam here and our follower and the width block. This has a built-in buttonhole, which we'll have to try out when we get further along. Excellent. Get our cover in place. The button, or the bobbin winder here, the tire seems okay, and because you have to remove one, two, and then there's a cap here with a third mount for this to get it out to work on it. I left it in place so I don't have to deal with that cap unless there's an issue. A long screw and a short screw in the lid, or rather a short screw and a long screw. And this machine has the oil spots right through the lid, which is convenient, but sometimes they don't quite get oil everywhere that it needs to, so you still need to open the top of the machine. Alright. I'll have to do some work on that bobbin winder. Maybe it just needs a new tire. Alright, we'll pop that off and I'll check the tire and stuff here. Also probably need to wipe off the hand wheel. Inside of the hand wheel here is the painted surface, so it's very smooth, and if you get any oil on that, it will quickly be unable to drive the bobbin winder. So I'll wipe all that off and try this again. This old bobbin tire was rock hard, and while I go looking for a replacement for that rock hard bobbin tire, I took the switch out of the body of this machine so that when it was getting soaked with oil and water, the light switch wouldn't get damaged. This had a little mechanical block that covered, these wires were just twisted together and inside the little block to connect the lamp switch and the lamp. I am going to get the switch reinstalled, and then I'm gonna solder and shrink wrap those back together. And I'm also gonna make a, put a plug on the end of the lamps so that we can flip it in, or so that we can plug it into a plug block. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this in place. Or, there we go. Look at that. First try. Now we've got an on-off marker that's keyed on here, and a washer, lock washer, and then our very big washer to hold that in place. Alright, well, I'm gonna shut the camera off and work on that because you can't see anything anyway. So this new Hum 560, I put the hook and race back in, reattached the needle plate here, we get our presser foot back on, and I finished putting a plug on the lamp so that this is fully set for a regular control block, and we've got all of our controls moving. Did have to take the tensioner apart. I believe I did a video on the other new home tensioner I had. It's got the screw in the center here. I was unable to remove this cover without damaging it, and it had swollen and stuck to the gray dial here, so I don't know if I'd be able to refit this, but I'm not gonna worry about it. Like, oh yeah, this piece is swollen enough that if I press it back in there, it's gonna be stuck on the dial anyway, so I'm just gonna leave that off. And the tension take-up spring was broken on this machine. That's why I had to get the dial apart and replace that. So this has a buttonhole built in, so this button here locks the buttonhole for off, and then 1, 2, 3 settings for buttonhole. I'll have to experiment with how to do that. The machine also has a left, middle, and right needle position dial, so I don't know how automatic the buttonhole is, or if it's just a nice manual feature. So anyhow, time for some testing. I did some preliminary stitch testing, and on the widest zigzag, I was only getting stitches on the right hand side. So I removed the hook cover, and you'll see the needle is incredibly low on this machine. For class 15, we want to check our needle bar height on the right hand side of the zigzag, and that needle is, good grief, can I get close with a measuring tool? Not really. That's like 2 or 3 millimeters below where it should be. A big honking gap there, which means that if we rotate it to the other side, it is far too low for any stitch to catch. Yeah, see that? That's 4 or 5 millimeters below the hook. Never catch a stitch on the left side with a needle bar that low. There you can see the needle bar height adjustment screw on this 560 is in the back side here. So I'm gonna have to get a good fitting screwdriver and my ratchet to loosen that, and then raise that up a little bit. Alright, I adjusted the needle bar height, and now we can see we've got much better location, and it's still a teeny bit low from what I normally look for, but we'll test it, and if it stitches okay, then I won't worry about raising it anymore.